Well, folks, the Tesla Semi is being delayed once more. Elon Musk at a conference in Austin earlier this week said that volume production for the vehicle would now not begin until the end of next year, which happens to be a slight deviation from past plans that would see 50,000 units built in 2024. Whether it be for the better or for the worse, it seems like Tesla's most anticipated product is facing technological issues, not having to do simply just with capacity and production. Is this a Tesla-only problem, or is the Semi's delay foreshadowing some bigger picture shortcomings with zero-emission haulers? At the Edison Electric Institute conference earlier this week, Elon Musk cited battery constraints as being the main issue holding up the Semi production. This comes in the context of Tesla investing rapidly in its Northern Nevada plant for more than $3.5 billion. The plant is expected to be the only source of production for the Semi and even something like the Cybertruck, which also happened to be delayed by many years because of similar issues. And as anyone who follows Tesla very closely would tell you, these issues stem from a common problem, which happens to be Tesla not being able to successfully ramp up its 4680 cell. This new cell is larger than the traditional cells used in most electric vehicles, providing higher energy density, increased efficiency, and at the end of the day, a better range for the consumer. And this is a cell Tesla wants to use in its heavy-duty products like the Semi. So Elon Musk citing battery constraints as a bottleneck for the Semi's production could be attributed to this 4680 cell not being produced properly. And although this seems like a pretty easy fix, to reach the scale that Tesla wants the Semi to reach, it has to do more than just invest in capacity and production prowess. It now has to procure components for its 4680 cells at a level that it has never done before. And this, in my opinion, sheds light on a broader and bigger picture drawback with zero-emission haulers, particularly those that run on big and heavy batteries. Not only is the battery pack in a semi-truck of this size the most expensive component, it is also the heaviest, and weight tends to matter in the long haul and even medium haul trucking industries. Not only does it take away from payload, but it increases the charging time that you would need to experience if you're using a battery electric powertrain. It would also increase the wear and tear that electrical components and your tires would experience, not to mention the fact if there were to be a battery failure, you would need to replace the entire 700 to 1000 kilowatt hour pack. And based on current price estimates, that could cost anywhere from $20,000 to $70,000. And given the fact that around 300,000 Class 8 semi-trucks were sold in the US in 2022, reaching that 50,000 unit production mark that Elon Musk has set out for next year seems certainly like a very far-fetched goal. And although it'd be pretty easy to call this a Tesla-specific issue because of their issues with the 4680, this most likely is going to be an industry-wide problem for those OEMs and startups that are trying to pursue a battery electric Class 8 semi-truck. And those problems will have all to do with the cost and sustainability of large-scale lithium-ion battery packs, whose prices rose for the very first time in almost 2 decades in 2022. You see, although capacity has come online significantly over the past couple of years, pushing the prices down for making modules and cells, the actual bottleneck that this industry is facing is in the raw materials needed to make these batteries, which primarily include nickel, cobalt, and obviously lithium. You see, although energy density and efficiency improvements have allowed us to successfully mass-produce batteries for passenger vehicles, the same cannot be said for heavier duty applications. Because when it comes to a Class 8 semi-truck, where you need more range, more weight, and heavier duty cycles, you are going to need an exponentially bigger battery. For every mile of range you want to add to the vehicle, you have to physically add more batteries. And because batteries have a very low gravimetric energy density as compared to fuels like gasoline, diesel, or hydrogen, it means you add excess weight and take up more space for every mile. And with more space comes simply more raw materials. Because a battery is simply a chemical energy storage device, it is physically using chemical electrodes and electrolytes to store and transfer electrons, which means the power and capacity of a typical lithium cell are always interlinked, and they can't really be scaled up independently like you typically would want on an airplane, a ship, or a truck. And although global demand for lithium is expected to skyrocket by as much as 6 times the current level, it will require 50 new mines across the entire world, according to the IEA. And that is a problem because a lot of lithium production today is concentrated in only 4 countries. Around 95% of all the world's production is done currently in Australia, Chile, China, and Argentina. And that right there, folks, happens to be one of the many reasons why companies like Tesla are investing in homegrown lithium refineries and production facilities. It is much better off when you're building a large-scale truck that requires a lot of cells to source them domestically instead of go through hoops with OEMs and suppliers in other countries. The Biden administration itself has made moves recently to shore up the nation's access to minerals like lithium, both at home and even through abroad contracts. The Energy Department offered a $700 million conditional loan to a facility that would process lithium from a mine in southwest Nevada. And even though these are coming online with investors rushing to give them money, these projects can be precarious to permit and approve in the medium term. For example, this Nevada plant, which is still undergoing an environmental review, is facing opposition for its proximity to the only known habitat for the TM buckwheat, a yellow-tinged wildflower the Fish and Wildlife Service recently listed as endangered. And if you pair that with the fact that some of the elements like cobalt and nickel inside a lithium-ion battery react in a way that makes it hard to recover or reuse those materials, it becomes very easy to see why Tesla and other OEMs are facing issues with scaling up novel cells. Whether it be the 4680s that Tesla is developing or other large-scale projects that are demanding lithium, domestically manufactured products that rely a lot on big batteries are seeming to struggle. And with big customers like Anheuser-Busch and Walmart waiting to deliver their first Tesla Semi product, it is pretty easy to see how this battery glut could have an effect on the electrification of the Class 8 industry, at least where technologies like batteries are used. For longer range applications anywhere from 400 to 1,000 miles, hydrogen, synthetic fuels, and compressed natural gas would most likely make the most sense. And although Tesla is trying to push the boundary of what is possible with lithium ion, it seems like pretty clearly they're facing some hurdles. What do you guys think? Is this a significant setback in the Tesla Semi's ramp, or is Tesla excused because of the lithium bottleneck? As usual, folks, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.